to another Wraggy Reviews video, or Wraggy's video really, you know how it is. So today I'm bottling up the, my first ever grain brew kit. It was, first ever grain brew, and I went to a local distributor of homebrew called Brewday Supplies. They're based in Daybuck in Nottingham. They ship nationwide. A couple of cracking blokes, got to be honest, really helpful, and they know their stuff, as much as any commercial brewer does, which is amazing. For me, it's all about learning. So last Saturday, 8 days ago, I spent. Now I know why they call it a brew day, because it took about 6 bloody hours. And next time I do one, I'm going to get a load of cleaning stuff and do a bit of a spring clean of the cupboards while I'm stood there waiting. I might as well, because I don't want to leave it and there be any issues. So the mix was put together for me. It was a Citra Pale Ale. The targeted gravity was 1046. It actually came out at 1050. There's rain in the air. And the process itself, I learnt some things in the process. Massive thank you to everybody from the beer community who joined in with comments across all social media. I was getting bombarded with really helpful advice, and that to me is, for somebody who's not really, I've done homebrew for 17 years. It is bloody raining there, typically, isn't it? You come outside, and so got loads of advice. There's things I'm going to do next time. I'm going to go and do a mild or a stout next time. Maybe not an imperial stout, but a mild. I learnt that there's certain things I need learn to do. So these things I've already took on board, and I'll try and perfect what I'm doing to make it easier. Then when I do a video, and I'll do a live one Saturday, or Sunday even, when I know the wife's not going to drag me out, or I've got the kitchen to myself for 5 or 6 hours, which means getting up about 6 in the morning on a Sunday and doing it. So this will come pretty soon. I'm going to do at least one a month. Obviously I work, so I haven't got the limitless time to do everything. Bad enough trying to do beer reviews, but that's my personal gimme to myself. So the beer, that's the colour. So it's a hazy pale ale. Now, years ago, if you'd have come up to me with that beer years ago, I'd have said, F off, mate. I'm drinking that shite. It looks awful. But these days, in the world of craft beer, that is the colour. And what a colour it is. It's looking good. So I put the bottle, there you go, I'll leave the bottle there. So I poured it into a glass. The head's already dissipated. This is first fermentation though. It's not second though. So I'm hoping I don't get taste of the bloody sugar. I put the priming sugar in, and then I've realised then I'm bottling it. So if I get a bit of a sugary taste, I'm not worried. I know that it's all been fermented out already. Again, we're in Wraggy's bar in the garden. I'm actually going back into the shed in a minute. Once I've bottled up, to clean the shed up and get the glass up, mop the floor, sort it out, because it looks like a doss hole, and I don't like messiness. So it's smelling good, gotta be honest. It's hoppy, it's tropical. So I used 4 different bags of Citra. You can go onto the Brewday site, Brewday Citra Pale. You can buy it. I think it was literally about 20 something quid. So I brewed a bit less than it worked out, because I think the hops sucked the bloody water stuff up, and I didn't squeeze the hops at the end. I wanted rid of the hops. I learnt a lesson with hops. You've got to use good bags to stop the crap from the hops getting out. On my Imperial Stout, it worked a treat. With this, I used the mashing bag, and that's not fine enough. So it swings and roundabouts, and you learn. Yeah, could have used a pair of tights really. So old tights, yeah, clean ones. But yeah, it's hazy. Obviously the head will come. I will show you a review with the head on. But the aroma, lads and ladies, Oh. It's not tasting too sugary, to be fair. I'm getting grapefruit. Certainly getting more like a tropical aroma coming off. It may well be citrus, but what do I know? But it's got good aroma. It looks good. Bar the fact it needs a bit of a head on it, but and the carbonation, it needs carbonation. And literally within a few days, I presume it, in that shed at this time of year with the heat, it will carbonate quite quickly. And gotta say, using a £100 piece of kit, digital kit, using bits and bobs from the kitchen, i.e. a rack from the oven to lift the bag up. Jesus Christ, the bag was heavy as well. And I've already got, if you already do homebrew but don't do grain homebrew, and you've already got a lot of the kit that you need, a fermentation vessel, probably extra buckets, and like for sparging, you can actually grab that bag out, put it into another. There's ways of doing it, and then sparging. So there's ways of doing it. I'll do a video, and I'm damn sure somebody will take the piss, you know. But why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. If I do a video, and I'm a bit of a fall guy, but also a learn inspiration for others to do it, to learn how to brew live, and to ask questions, and for there to schedule it in, for there to be people from the homebrew community, especially grain brewers, because these guys know what they're doing. Guys that have gone from homebrew into grain, you'll know the wheres and wherefores and all that sort of thing. So, but let me tell you, that is tasting lovely. It looks good. Years ago, like I say, you'd have come up to me with a beer like that. What's this? Pop? Hazy pop? But it's not hazy pop. Ooh. Good flavourful round the mouth. Good nose. Good strong nose as well, but not too overpowering. So, massive thanks to each and every person that gave me advice on that day. From Bolton Wanderer to Bramall to David Wilson and others that gave advice. There were others, there were quite a few actually popping advice in here and there. Hopes and aspirations for the future. To first things first, I'm just going to brew kits, or somebody else's, what somebody else has already recipe basically, and their advice. Then after that, I'm going to I'll try my own recipe. And, this is Wraggy in the garden. Yeah, try my own recipes. But first and foremost, there's quite a few local breweries that have got kits on Brewday, grain kits and grain recipes. And I need to learn the technical what they call it basically, and go from there. Once a month, I think is, or once every 6 weeks, I think is good, because it is a process. You know, you've got to put 6 hours into it. That's sort of the brewing side. Then you've got the other side. If you're adding hops, dry hops later, or whatever. But it turned out good, and that's all that matters. It tastes good, smells good, looks good, tastes good. And now I'm really excited for secondary carbonation. See what it does. See, and then fridge it after it's secondary carbonated and see how it comes out. But yeah, cracking, really good. Cheers all.